Really, the story of Aish is the story of the Jewish people. So many people today that are looking for meaning. What does being Jewish mean? Shouldn't I feel something about being Jewish? And this is a question that's in so many people's minds. And our children want to know, why is it important? Why are my teachers saying bad things about the Jewish people? Why are my teachers saying bad things about Israel? And we need answers. People come to Aish because they know that at Aish, we could give those answers.
My name is Ari Belchinsky. I'm 23 years old and I'm a proud Jew, and I've been a member of Aish since I was 8 to 9 years old. This year's been really tough for Jews on campus everywhere, especially at the University of Michigan. Me and my friends, apart from going to different rallies for Israel and making our voices heard, we hung a massive Israeli flag off of our porch, and we actually got a local mother. Her daughter was a freshman at Michigan, and she felt very proud that there were Jews on campus, supporting Israel. And once a month, she would write us a note saying ask us how we're doing, and that she's so thankful that we're there, and she would bake us cookies or Shabbat dinner, and that was fantastic. So it definitely made us feel like we were making an impact, standing with our Jewish brothers and sisters on campus. Also at our graduation, unfortunately, it was disrupted by protesters, and so I had a little Israeli flag with me, and I stood there while they were marching up the aisle, and I just stood up there and just held it up, and they were cursing at me and saying whatnot, and I just stood there and I just held up the flag, and it ended up making the news and people were taking pictures. And if Aish did not exist, the impact would be profound. Jews wouldn't have a place to congregate and feel safe and play a part in a community and feel safe to share their voices and learn how to be a Jew.
This past summer, my girls went to a variety of camps. I'm sure many families can agree, filling up a whole summer, they went to a handful of camps. But the one that really stuck with them was Aish Camp. Partially, we hear about it every time we drive down Coolidge, there's Aish Camp. One thing I loved about Aish Camp, there are pieces that they bring to it, but in a natural place. Whereas a typical camp might say, thank you for doing something great, we're celebrating you for doing this. My kids got a mitzvah note.
So when we found out that I was due on October 7th, we were both filled with a lot of emotion. Also in the back of our minds kind of said, how often are babies actually born on their due dates? So sort of pushed it away. And then fast forward to October 7th, 2024, I was in labor and it was time to go to the hospital, and I said to Aaron, I think we should stop at Aish. And we kind of looked at each other, we were like, yes, let's do it. And Aish had set up a tent with a bunch of yahrzeit candles for everybody that was killed on October 7th. I really remember picking up one of the cards and it said, do a mitzvah in their honor. And we kind of looked at each other and said, this is the ultimate mitzvah right here. We're bringing another Jewish life into this world, and it really was very meaningful to us that we were able to acknowledge October 7th and the birth of our daughter, Leora Hirsch.
We wanted to recognize the events of October 7th, 2023, so we decided to name her Leora Hirsch. Leora meaning, bringing light into the world from such a tragedy, and then Hirsch in honor of Hirsch Goldberg Paulin.
I was blown away by every different facet of the war. Aish found a way to have us either bear witness to and or somehow participate in the war effort, I think in 3.5 days. Something changed in me when we were on that trip in March. I was really struck by a number of the families we went to visit and just how the way these parents would talk about their kids and their Jewishness, and just the high participation levels. I had grown up in a household where we always lit the Shabbat candles. We didn't have Shabbat dinner, but we always lit the Shabbat candles. And then I think as soon as I went to college, I know. As soon as I went to college, I never lit a pair of Shabbat candles again. It sounds so cliche to say, and I've heard it said a gazillion times. It really does start at home. So after October 7th, I got out the Shabbat candlesticks that, of course, you know, my uncle in Israel had given us when we got married, and I started lighting them by myself. I thought, if the kids just see that there's a pair of lit Shabbat candles, that's enough. So we started doing it, and then it was a lot of baby steps. It feels worth it. I'm really glad that we're making the effort to do it. They were really excited about the chicken soup and matzo balls.
That's the answer that people are looking for, today more than ever. Over the last 12 months, we've ran over 50 different initiatives to support Israel. But part of supporting Israel is supporting the Jewish people, not just monetarily, not just with things, but with ideas. What does it mean to be a Jew? What does it mean to stand for Israel? Why is it that what Israel is being held at a different standard? Is there something truly different about being Jewish? And that's the connection that we provide for people. Say, yes, there's something unique and special, and it's an honor to be a Jewish person. When someone comes into Aish, gets those answers, and can walk out of the Aish building and say, I am so proud to be a Jewish person, I am so proud to stand with Israel, then I know that we've done our job.